I know this may come as a total surprise, but I got new travel gear again. So in this video, I'm not only going to show you my newest addition, I thought we will do it a little bit different, and I'll also show you some things that I travel with for a while now, and I'm going to talk about the gear that broke or how I enjoy using some things. So I thought I would turn this into kind of a regular series every once in a while. So let me know what you think about that. And if you don't want to miss it, then maybe consider subscribing to my channel or even to my monthly newsletter. The links are in the description. But let's talk about my new gear. And the first thing is this cable from Baseos, I think it's pronounced. So the version that I purchased is the mini version. It's the 60-watt cable that is up to 1 meter long. Oops. It locks in different positions or in different lengths. And when I'm done, I just go and it rolls it up nicely. And I basically purchased it to have a way to get the cables a little bit more organized. So yes, it may be a little bit heavier than a cable alone, but it's only 36 grams and it makes me feel very organized. My next new item is, how else could it be, since I have a very soft spot for those things, a new power bank. And my newest addition is this one from Nightcore, is their NB Air 5000, and it was just recently released. It's a 5000 milliampere hour power bank, and Nightcore sent it for free for me to test. So this is the lightest and smallest power bank I came across so far. The official weight, I think, is 89 grams plus minus 5 grams. When I weighed it, mine was 91 grams, so I think it's very, very nice. And I really liked this slim size. So when I throw it into my small EDC bag, it's barely noticeable. It does not have any fluff. There is just a button to turn it on and off, 4 lights to see how full the charge is, and 1 USB-C in and out. But I'm really excited to travel with this one more. So the next item is something that Everson already uses for a while, and I picked one up on a Black Friday deal because I wanted to have a more lightweight option to not bring my heavy brown electric razor / epilator with me on longer trips. So I got myself a one blade. This is one of the smaller versions. I think they call it the Intimate version. And it adds 53 grams to my gear. Obviously, Philips terrible with charging cables, so you need to bring a charging cable with it. And together with that, it's 72 grams, but it's still a lot lighter than my electric razor that I had before. So far, I really enjoyed using it and traveling with it. It sounds a little bit like it's about to die when you turn it on, but it does the trick. I use it to shave my body. Obviously, it does not shave as close as a blade would, but for me, that's okay. So I'm looking forward to testing this thing a little bit more. I only wish that there was a cap for the blade because mine did not come with one. The next item I'm very madly in love with, and that's this Victorinox nail clipper. It packs super small, it only weighs 11 grams, but it's extremely sharp. When it's like this, it's in storage position, so you cannot move it. But when I want to use it, I just fold this part over, and then I have a fully functioning, super tiny, super useful nail clipper. The next new addition to my gear are those rechargeable batteries from Nightcore. Nightcore also sent them for me to test. And what is super exciting about them is that basically I can recharge the batteries with USB-C. So I can directly plug a USB-C cable into the battery. The batteries come with this little splitter cable that has 4 USB-C ports on one side and 1 USB-A or even a USB-C on the other side. So you can charge them all at once, but they also just work with regular USB-C cables. And what I like very much is that they also work with my stronger charger. Many products nowadays, they have USB-C on one side, but on the other end, they want you to have USB-A, so there's not too much current going in, I assume. But this one's also charged with my 30 watts charger. And I feel like having AA batteries that I can charge with USB-C, they open up like a whole new world of gear for me. In the past, I always shied away from gear that was run with batteries because I think it's just not practical when you travel for longer periods of time. If I run out of battery, I need to buy one, and then it's usually a pack of 4, and then I have 3 batteries of dead weight, whatever. I just never thought it was a suitable option. But with these things, now I can use more battery-powered products, I guess. So very excited to try those. The next thing is a little bit hard to get in Europe, so I bought it in this beautiful orange color, and it's the Night Eyes gear ties. I got the little bit longer version, and they came in handy in many situations already. Everson uses it to attach his jacket to his backpack, and I also want to try if I can use it to dry my clothes, because I kind of think when I bend it like this, it could be like a little makeshift clothes hanger. So this is 21 grams that I will happily add to my gear to try out over the next few months, and I already think I will find lots of good uses for it. So the next item on my list adds 21 grams to my gear, and that is this pop socket that has a MagSafe on the other side. I recently sold my iPhone mini and got myself an iPhone 16 Pro because I want to use the cameras and stop having to bring a separate camera when I travel to film these YouTube videos. But unfortunately, the size and the weight of this phone is really hurting my fingers. I usually rest it somehow on my pinky, and well, I bought this MagSafe pop socket to have a better grip on my phone and maybe distribute the weight a little bit better. And I decided to go for the MagSafe version so I can pop it on and off as I need it. There is still no way that I can use the phone with one hand. I always need both hands, but I hope that this makes it a little bit more bearable. The next thing on my list is this ultralight wash pouch from 4Class. I got it on my last trip to Decathlon, and it's a small wash pouch that weighs only 46 grams. So it has one a little bit bigger zippered compartment down here and then two smaller ones. And when you're on the go, I just roll it up and then I can clip it shut. And also this clip here also works like a little hanger to hang it up somewhere. So I really like the organization and also the weight. It's not the biggest pouch, so here as a comparison, it's just a normal pen. But if you are going more lightweight or bringing less toiletries or even organizing other gear, I thought this is a very nice option. I think I paid around 10 euros here in Slovenia, so it's very affordable as well. And the last item on my list are those Go tabs from Human Gear. Human Gear sent me this for free to test. And the main thing about these containers is that you can open it with one hand. So when I press on the side, it just opens. And as you can see, it takes away a little bit of the space that you have inside. But I found it a nice solution to carry around little things. At the moment, I have in there my vitamin D because it's winter and I miss the sun and I miss the sunlight. And it weighs only 5 grams, so it does not add too much weight to my luggage. So now let's move on to a little bit more like long-term reviews. And first I wanted to start off with gear that broke. So the first thing that unfortunately broke is this toothpaste tubes from Matador, which is a shame because I really enjoyed using them. So the thing is, you can open here in the back and then you can refill your toothpaste or whatever cream until the fill line, and then you just slide on this closure again. But as you can see, the closure consists of this little bit bigger plastic part, but in the middle of this plastic part is like one very thin stick out of plastic, and you're supposed to kind of wrap the tube around this to secure the content inside, I assume. I feel like these little plastic sticks inside are kind of the weakest point of this whole system. And of course, after the second or third time refilling it, mine broke off. At the moment, I just stuffed it in there, but it was not easy. And I'm not sure if I take it apart, if I can get it back again. I already reached out to the store to see if there is some kind of guarantee, and I will keep you updated in this video series if that worked out. The next thing that broke the second time already is this power bank from Anka that my husband has. It has this integrated lightning plug, and unfortunately it just stopped working at some point. The first time after a few months, I reached out to them and they sent me this new one as a replacement, but now a few months later we're having the same problem again. So I don't know, I guess I will reach out to them again and tell them that it broke again and then see what they say again. The next thing that broke is Everson's nano bag. I bought 3 nano bags, I think 1.5 years ago. I have 2 of the normal ones and 1 X-large one. And when I got them, I was so excited because they are just so packable and small. But I was worried with the thin material if it would last or if it would like immediately rip or punch a hole in that. We have been using them daily for 1.5 years now to really haul around heavy groceries or snacks or as laundry bags or whatever. And we really love using them. And I have to say they hold up quite well. So 2 of the nano bags after 1.5 years are still going strong. The third one started to rip, and that's the part here where the handle is. There is one seam here, and here at the stem it started to rip. So the double seams on the sides, they're still holding up. It's just here in the middle that this thing started to separate. So I will try to see if there is still some kind of guarantee, or otherwise I will just try to fix it. But honestly, after 1.5 years of really heavy use, because we have not been nice with those bags, I think it's okay that sometimes things break. So the next thing is something I'm not very excited about, and that is the Philips toothbrush. This is Everson's toothbrush, but I also used it on a few shorter trips. I just brought myself a second head. And honestly, for short trips, it's kind of okay. For me, it's more like a vibrating toothbrush. It's really not nearly as strong as my normal Philips Sonicare. So for longer trips, I will always prefer to bring the extra weight. Another thing that still annoys me about this toothbrush is that even though it has a USB-C charging port, you cannot charge it with a USB-C to USB-C cable. You have to have a USB-C to USB-A cable. So this is one of the things where I kind of regret that we did not buy the battery version, especially now that there is this batteries that I can actually charge with a USB-C to USB-C cable. I think that would be probably the better solution. But Everson, on the other hand, really enjoys using it. He does not like the feeling of the powerful ones. So for him, it's a great option. The only thing he did is that he ditched the case and he just uses a case up here to save some space and weight. And last but not least, let's talk about 2 things that I really enjoyed using over the last few months. The first one is this packable backpack from Osprey. It's possible to fold it even smaller than this into this inner compartment, but I always just fold it in here because then I can pack it much easier because it's so flat instead of like a ball. And the bag itself is extremely comfortable to use. It holds up perfectly so far. It gets a lot of use. I use it for hiking, and I even used it as my personal item when I went to Ireland for a week, and I will link that video below. But so far, I'm still very, very happy with that purchase. And the last thing that I really loved traveling with over the last few months is this power bank from Anka. It's not the most lightweight one, but I really enjoy that it's very powerful and I can charge all my gear with it, including fast charging my Apple Watch. And another thing that I really appreciate while traveling is that the power bank itself recharges very quickly. So it can take a 30-watt charger. So I paired it with this tiny, where is it? I paired it with this tiny 30-watt charger from Anka. And these 2 things are an excellent combination for me to keep all my gear up and running. And if you want to find out more about this power bank, I talked about it a little bit more in my last gear updates video, and I will link it somewhere around here. And other than that, thanks for watching, and I see you in the next video. Bye!